Welcome back to the King of Racing YouTube channel. The Kentucky Derby is a little less than a month away. It'll be on May 1st. I'm filming this on April 21st. And the Kentucky Derby is the biggest horse racing event of the year with a $3 million purse size. And I think we're all very excited for this event. And there's many different horses that are very talented and skilled running in the Kentucky Derby. The prep races are mostly over. So now it is time to kind of analyze the field that will likely be entering into the Kentucky Derby and start to analyze and make our picks for what horse might come out on top and what horses might be a solid bet to make during the Kentucky Derby. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 10 horses that we saw in the Kentucky Derby prep races and the top 10 horses that I think have the best chance of winning the Kentucky Derby, and I'll be presenting them in order of least likely to what I believe is most likely. And so how I've kind of compiled this is a combination of their previous performances, the sheer strength and power that the horse runs with, but mostly their previous performances and how they've really run in the past at different graded stakes levels and different competition levels. So number 10 on my list is Midnight Bourbon. This horse came in first place in his past two workouts on April 19th and April 11th. It came in second place at the Louisiana Derby at the Fairgrounds with a speed figure of 96, which is pretty good, but kind of tame compared to the other horses in the field. It came in third place in the Risen Star Stakes, also at the Fairgrounds, and in the another stakes race, it came in first place right before that. So definitely a good track record for sure. It's a strong horse. I could definitely see it finishing towards the top of the field, but compared to some of the other competition in the race, it's definitely not the strongest. It wins about 28% of the time. Comes in the top three about 100% of the time, and it's won $461,000 in earnings. So definitely a strong horse, but not the strongest horse in the field. Number 9 is Medina Spirit. I was a little disappointed by their performance at the Santa Anita Derby. They came in second place with a speed figure of 97 on that one. And I was really looking for a first place victory there, but second place is definitely a still very impressive performance. They came in second place at the San Felipe Stakes, and the Robert Lewis Stakes was a winner for that horse. And second place at the Sham Stakes. I believe the first place for the Sham Stakes was Life is Good, which is definitely a very talented horse that would be very high on my list, but it is currently injured, so it's kind of a question of whether it will be running in the Kentucky Derby or not. But Medina Spirit came in fourth out of 43rd for the workout on April 16th. And it wins about 40% of the time, comes in the top three every single race it runs. $315,000 in winnings. Definitely a strong horse, finishing no worse than second place in its past four races. All very high levels of competition, four stakes races. Definitely a very good horse. I think this one is possibly a sleeper for the race. I think you could see it kind of break out of its performances that haven't been so good in the past two races for sure. Number 8 is Bourbonic. This horse came in 12th out of 40 horses in its workout on April 16th. Came in first place at the Wood Memorial Stakes at Aqueduct and ran it with a speed figure of 100, which is definitely impressive. And the only horse I would say in this kind of back half of my ranking that has had a speed figure over 100 in its most recent race. Came in second place at a Parks Allowance Optional Claiming race. 88 speed figure, so ran a little slower on that one. And first place at the Starter Optional Claiming race at Aqueduct. So not really a very high caliber of horses it's faced in its past three races, but definitely the Wood Memorial Stakes was definitely promising, I think, that they came in first place with a speed figure of 100 at a very high level of racing. So I'd like to see that for sure. They win about 50% of the time. They come in the top three about 67% of the time. $465,000 in earnings in their career. So I think it's a horse with definitely a stronger track record. And though it may not have faced as tough of competition, I love that Wood Memorial Stakes performance. Absolutely a performance that gives it a lot of weight coming into the Kentucky Derby. Number 7, Like the King. This horse came in first place out of 23rd in its workout on March 20th. First place at the Jeff Ruby Stakes at Turfway Park, and speed figure of 95. So a little kind of a tame speed figure there compared to the other horses, but it came in first place there, and in second place at the John Battaglia Memorial Stakes, and so it's kind of had some decent performances. Kind of maybe like a middle of the pack kind of horse, coming in maybe not third place or win place or show in the Kentucky Derby, but could be fourth, fifth, or sixth if it has a really good performance, in my opinion. So this one is it's on the stronger side for sure of the race, and it has a 50% win percentage. Comes in the top 3 100% of the time, like most of the horses on this list. $200,000 in earnings. Number 6, a definitely more well-known horse, Hot Rod Charlie, came in first place at the Louisiana Derby at the Fairgrounds with a speed figure of 99, so almost pushing 100 there. Came in third place at the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. That was the one that Medina Spirit won, so definitely some good competition there, and it still did not falter in that one. It came in third place, coming to Medina Spirit. Not a bad horse to lose to for sure, and came in second place at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile with a speed figure of 100 at Keeneland, and that was a little bit ago, but a good performance, and it was the winner of the Louisiana Derby. And I think something that gives the horse a lot of weight. Came in first place 28% of the time, top 3 71% of the time, and it's made over $1 million in earnings, $1.05 million. So that one is a good track record for sure. Number 5, Helium, 4th out of 28th in its workout on April 16th. It came in first place at the Tampa Bay Derby in Tampa Bay with a speed figure of 94, a good most recent performance. It came in first place at the Display Stakes at Woodbine, so that one was a while ago for sure, but I think that it has a very solid win percentage. 100% of the time it's winning, 100% of the time it's coming in the top 3. It'll probably break that streak very soon. You should definitely be watching it as you're making your bets and looking to try to form some sort of wager around this horse potentially. And $287,000 in earnings for that horse over its career. Number 4, the winner of the Florida Derby with a speed figure of 112, the highest one I've seen on this list so far. It came in 9th out of 36 and its workout on April 16th. This is Known Agenda. Known Agenda came in first place at the Florida Derby. Very phenomenal performance. I was surprised by that. I thought the Greatest Honor would take home the victory there. Greatest Honor not running in the Kentucky Derby. And at Gulfstream Park, they came in first place in the allowance optional claiming race with a speed figure of 103. Very talented horse. And it's always one that runs very fast, even in races that are not necessarily of the highest caliber. And it wins 50% of the time, comes in the top 3 83% of the time, $541,000 in earnings money over its career. Third horse on my list is Super Stock. First out of 16 in its workout on March 29th. Came in first place at Oaklawn Park in the Arkansas Derby with a speed figure of 106. So it is a very fast horse. It is one that is, I think, pretty consistent in performing well. And at its most recent performance, it kind of surprised a lot of people with that victory at the Arkansas Derby, but it earned it for sure. And it's 25% of the time it wins, 75% of the time top 3, and career earnings of $804,000. And it's run at a higher caliber for a longer period of time than a lot of these horses on this list. Number 2, Rock Your World, 6 out of 72 in its workout on April 17th. It came in first place at the Santa Anita Derby and with a speed figure of 103, and it came in first place at the Pasadena Stakes with a speed figure of 94. So 2 back-to-back first place victories at Santa Anita, and both races with high competition, stakes races that are pretty prestigious. Wins 100% of the time, it's never lost a race, and it came in top 3 100% of the time, of course, and $546,000 in earnings. And my number 1 horse, which a lot of people don't think has the capability necessarily to win the Kentucky Derby, but the only thing that I have seen from this horse is success, and therefore I'm going to continue to see that this horse will be successful. This is my pick for the Kentucky Derby as it stands right now, unless something major changes. Essential Quality, a very talented horse in my opinion. It's ran in 5 races. It's come in first place all 5 times. And it came in, the first race that it did this in was at Keeneland, the first place for Breeders' Cup Futurity Stakes, 95 speed figure, and it broke 100 for the speed figure with the first place performance in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Stayed above 100 with the first place performance in the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn Park. I was quite impressed by its performance at Keeneland, coming in first place in the Bluegrass Stakes with a speed figure of 109. That's the second highest, only to Hot Rod Charlie, no, excuse me, Known Agenda on this list. And it's a horse that I think has a very powerful way of running, and I think it's one that you could definitely see coming in first place, the Kentucky Derby on May 1st. Never lost a race, always won 5 out of 5 races, and it's made over $2 million in earnings over its career. Those are my picks for the top 10 horses coming into the Kentucky Derby, which will be held on May 1st. I thank you for watching this video and ask that you please subscribe to my channel and like this video to continue to receive more content, especially in the coming week, about the Kentucky Derby and horse racing in general. So thank you.